My name is Grace Horne. I'm a scissor maker and I work in Sheffield. I moved to Sheffield 35 years ago to become a knife maker's apprentice, and I was always interested in folding pocket knives. And then about 15 years ago I wanted to make scissors to go into my knives and realised I knew nothing about scissor making, and it was really poorly documented, so even on the internet there wasn't really anything there. But there were still 3 old guys in Sheffield making scissors. I went down, made a nuisance of myself, and persuaded them to teach me to make scissors, and that's where it all started. 15 years later, I cannot imagine doing anything other than scissor making. It's just fascinating to me. There's a whole load of subtlety that goes on inside a pair of good scissors. You need a twist and you need a curve, and it's really difficult to see from the outside. They're deceptively simple looking objects, and the more I look into them, the more I discover, and I love it. The first cut, when you have that blade, those 2 blades working perfectly, and you cut your first piece of paper or what have you, the test cut, it never gets old. It's just amazing. I'm the last artisan scissor maker. So Ernest Wrights and Whiteley still make scissors, and they hand make scissors still using old techniques, but they're not one-off pairs of scissors. I'm the only person who's making one-off pairs of scissors in the UK. The people who buy my scissors come from all different arenas. So a lot of my scissors actually go to America, and they will be knife or metalwork collectors. I try and have one big showcase piece, one technical piece that means I can boast to my fellow makers, and then a dozen or so other scissors which I'm expecting people to use on a daily basis. And the people who buy the stuff to use on the daily basis are very often craftspeople in their own right, and that's because if you are doing your craft because you love doing it, then you want to have good tools too. And being part of that larger craft community, it's great. It kind of feeds back in, and we're all part of doing the same thing. I might be the only one in the UK doing it, but I think it's really important to pass these skills on. So Ernest Wrights as a company have got young apprentices, and that's great. They're kind of doing a deep dive into their particular type of scissor making. I take on a different approach. I do a shallow and wide training. So I think I do a lot of training of knife makers to make scissors. And I do make, well, this last year I've done 10 courses to teach people. So how many of them go on and carry on making scissors? I don't know, but an awful lot of them are interested in learning. If you're the last one or one of only a few, it makes the craft very vulnerable. So trying to pass that, disseminate that information that I've gathered over the years to as wide an audience as possible, and trying to get the seeds of those planted as widely as possible.